How's it going, everybody? This is Steve Ninja. I'm happy to see everybody tonight. Tonight, I'm doing the digital code giveaways for the movies Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and also Stripes. And these two, I've been up all day today. I'm a little bit tired right now, but today I actually went and saw the movie Shelby Oaks from Chris Stuckman. I guess that's supposed to get released last year, I think, or it's been out. It's supposed to be released, a few years ago, I think. But that was like a movie that was like 100% crowdfunded. And at the end of the movie, Chris Stuckman put like all the like thank yous there. I think there were like hundreds of people that were thanked. It has like Keith David made a cameo in the movie. Yeah, Helen, how you doing? Thank you for joining me tonight. I think I made this announcement around 7:15 or so. So, so I don't know if I'd have a big crowd tonight, but yeah, here's a Steve Moody here. Thank you for joining us here. Yeah, so I thought maybe I'd do this a little bit earlier, and maybe I get some more people. Victor Shea, okay. Yeah, I've got you on my list. Victor, yeah, yeah. See, that's fine. Yeah, so this is like I said, I've been up since like 6:45 this morning. I had some issues with my car, which I still have issues with it. I had to schedule like a electrical inspection on it. It's I put like a new battery in on Thursday, and some reason the lights on the dashboard are sort of dimming, and I had like auto club people come out last night, and they tested the battery and the it tested everything on it, and it said everything's working on it. So it's for some reason they're not sure why, but I'm gonna take it to the dealership on Tuesday and have them look at it. It's a alternator. It was working fine. Yeah, it's like it's 100% working. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Basically, I got went there for nothing. Basically, this morning I was there like right before 8 o'clock, and the guy said, "Well, we can't do that on Saturdays. You have to schedule an appointment. They have to do like an inspection on electrical system." So I'm gonna do some more research on it too and see. I have everything connected. Everything else is fine until I turn on the headlights. I get the headlights are working, but when I put the headlights on, yeah, I'm getting kind of like a dimming on the dashboard. It's a Honda Civic 2013, so it's an older car, but never done that before. So I'm gonna look at it some more and see, make sure that I connected everything correctly. I'm gonna have somebody look at it tomorrow too, just to see if they see anything unusual. But it was called AAA. They're here. I don't know if everybody has a AAA or not, but it's like an auto motor club kind of thing, and they tested everything and said everything looked fine. I used the right. I bought the right battery. It's like a 51R battery, and they said there's like a 51 and a 51R, and they said the 51 is if I had bought that one, the car wouldn't even start basically. So so I had the right battery. I have it. He looked at it and it looked like I have it connected correctly. So maybe it's just something simple or it could be a fuse possibly inside, but it wasn't doing that when I replaced before I replaced the battery, it wasn't doing that. So and it's running fine. So it doesn't have like the battery symbol telling me there's an issue with the alternator or anything like that. So I don't know. We'll see. I'll find out on Tuesday a little bit more about it. But it's I've been up all day, so I've got some energy here. But I heard something today. I don't know if anybody's checked out Shelby Oaks or not. I thought it was a decent movie. I think considering really for the budget, I thought they did Chris Tubman did a pretty good job. There's been some YouTubers I know. Skinamarink was like the big one that that had a very low budget and it actually made a lot of money. This one I was actually there and I was by myself at like a Regal around 1:45 this afternoon. So yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a major issue or not, but it just seems like something that's maybe a fuse or something is out or like I said, it usually it could be an early sign of an alternator issue, but as of last night, there was no issue with the alternator as far as it was running 100%. So it wasn't like it was running out of juice or anything like that. But I noticed today, even when I turned on the headlights, that the dashboard lights kind of dimmed a little bit, which had never done that before until like yesterday. So, but I heard this today. It kind of disappointed me. I don't know if anybody had ordered Dogma, the 4K, but I read tonight that the all the U.S. orders have been canceled for this now because I think it has to be imported by Lionsgate. I guess it says that anybody that pre-ordered this will get their 4K. I still have the DVD. I know there was a Blu-ray that you can get on like eBay for you're gonna pay a lot of money for it, but I've kind of been I think I've seen some of those out there. Some people have traded them in like half price books and decided I don't want to buy that. I want to get the 4K, but now I can't do that. So I still have this DVD, which I haven't watched Dogma in years, but I would have bought the 4K just to upgrade the DVD, just because I've been upgrading most of my DVDs, but so I still have Dogma, so it's been an interesting day so far. Yeah, so but yeah, so like earlier this week I hit like a 1,000 subscribers, which I thought, but I thought that would never happen. It's like I started this channel in 2021. I started putting like movie content on about April of that year. And I thought, there's no way I'll get that many subscribers. I really appreciate everybody that's subscribed to the channel, and it's I found out that I've always known this, that you have to have like 4,000 watch hours. So it's I don't have that many. I'm short on that to be able to get. Thank you. I'm short on that to be able to get monetized. So I don't make any money off of YouTube. This all comes out of my own pocket. Anything I buy, but I'm a movie collector, so it's not like I'm just buying this stuff just for the channel. I'm buying it for myself. It's stuff I actually want to watch because I watch movies. It's what I do well as far as watch movies. I do reviews on them on Letterboxd and that kind of thing. So it's just what I do. I like to upgrade DVDs, and sometimes usually I'll keep like a Blu-ray unless there's something really great about the 4K. Especially, it all depends on the movie, especially how visual it is. If I'm going to upgrade it to DVD, up to 4K from Blu-ray to 4K. But so I was going to do the code giveaways here just to get that out of the way. I'm going to just do Stripes right now. Do Stripes. So good luck. I had like for Stripes, I had like 11 people sign up for that. So I don't know if I don't know if YouTube has taken off the notifications for people, or I'm not sure why I didn't get as many people sign up for like the last 2 months. Last time I did it was in August, and that was a time when they said that a lot of people were showing that their views were way down around that time. Um, no, I don't. No, I don't. There have been some movies that I was really upset that the new Superman movie. I think the James Gunn's audio commentary is like only on the digital code. That really upset me when I was like, yeah, I like that movie enough that I would buy it, but I thought no audio commentary. You're going to buy a $30 4K and you can only watch it on digital code, on the digital, that way. It's like I don't really watch anything digitally like that. That's why I give the codes away. So it's like I was really disappointed in that. So there's just some movies I've seen in the theater in the last year that I might be interested in buying, but it's usually the digital code usually kind of helps as far as when I see that I say, well, I like this movie and it has a digital code, so it's a win-win. My subscribers will enjoy it. So, but that really disappointed me that Superman didn't have audio commentary on the actual 4K. You had to use the digital code, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've looked at the back at the back of it, and it doesn't say anything about audio commentary. So, but I read that somewhere that it was only on the digital, digital code part of it. So it's like God, that doesn't make sense. Why would do that if people are paying $30 for for a movie? Why wouldn't you put on I think Warner Brothers. I think pretty much now they only do like either the Blu-ray or the 4K, and they don't do it like a combo pack. So it's like they still charge the same amount. So now you don't get a Blu-ray copy, and you also don't get the digital. You don't get the audio commentary on the 4K. You have to get the so that just upsets me that they're doing that. It's like they're kind of screwing over the collector. I think old westerns, yeah, right. I agree. Like a lot of times, especially with older movies, I think a lot of times that's they're supposed to look really older, and supposed to have some film grain. A lot of times on 4K, they try to scrub out the film grain. It's like but with like newer movies, modern movies, especially science fiction, for me, I prefer to have that on 4K. But it's a lot of times the Blu-ray is adequate. A lot of times, um, next month I'm going to have a couple other codes I'm going to give away. I already have it set up for November, so stay tuned for that. If you see my last haul video, one newer title that I picked up just recently that I'll be giving the code away for that one. I just wanted to do Mission Impossible. I thought this one would be thought it'd be more popular, and I haven't even done the haul for this. I didn't even show a haul where I showed Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. So I kind of spoiling it by doing the code giveaway, but I wanted to do that one. But so I'm going to go over to the wheel. Let's see. I'm going to share. Let's see. Share screen. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Okay. So here's the wheel. We'll go back to the wheel here. So like I said, I have 11 people that signed up for Stripes, and only had 16 people sign up for Mission Impossible, which makes me think that's really strange that some people are not. I don't know if they're not getting a notification, or they just decided they're not going to do the co-giveaway contest anymore. I don't know. But so this is Stripes. This is F there. You got 11 people. So good luck to everybody. I'm going to see. I don't have my pen with me, so I'll have to just remember this. The pen's over there. But all right, I'm going to move this up. So I'm going to spin the wheel where you see the arrow at the top here. Wherever that lands, that's going to be the winner. So I'll have to just remember who won this one. I'll maybe watch the video later, but I don't have my pen with me. So I'm going to go ahead and spin the wheel and see which of these 11 people that signed up for these codes will, if they win here. So let's give it a spin and see what happens with Stripes. So good luck to everybody, and let's see what happens. Oh wow. Gene Bilecki. I don't know if this person. I'm not sure if this person's ever won before. That's interesting. Like it just barely the needle just barely went over. Wow, that's congratulations. I think you may be a new winner. I'll put this on the on YouTube under the video. I'll leave it in the comments, let you know, and then if you can just basically message me through Instagram. It's Excelsior Movie Reviews on Instagram. Just message me on there, and I can get that code to you tonight. So you can enjoy Stripes. It's a classic from 1981. Just I've always enjoyed this movie. Bill Murray. I grew up with him as far as his movies. A big fan of Bill Murray. So that's exciting, though. Like I said, I'm not sure if this person's ever won before. So that's always nice when you have a new winner. So that's definitely want to kind of share the codes with the subscribers. So, but yeah, congratulations. You've never seen Stripes, Holland? Yeah, yeah. It's an older movie, I guess. It's like I'm kind of an older guy, so it's like I grew up with that movie. I was only like 8 years old when it was released originally. But there's Harold Ramis is in it. Obviously from Ghostbusters. He's Harold Ramis did some stuff. He directed Caddyshack, which is a classic. It also has Bill Murray in it. Chevy Chase is in it, and I think it's a classic. That movie's that's from 1980. A lot of people probably they've it's maybe a little bit out of date now as far as some of the humor, but it's got Rodney Dangerfield, and it's got Ted Knight, and it's great. It's got the music from Kenny Loggins, and the main theme song. Okay, lighten up. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, that's from Stripes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like I said, some of the humor is definitely from that time period, so it's a product of its time. But I love it though. It's not not my favorite, as far as Bill Murray movies, but it ranks up there. And it's top 10 for sure. Um, I like a lot of stuff he's done with Wes Anderson, that kind of stuff. His humor is definitely that kind of fits that for me. But you've seen Stripes, yeah. Oh, okay, good. Okay, well, you signed up for Mission Impossible, so yeah, it's like so. I'm really happy that the H and Blecky won that one. It's like to have somebody new, somebody brand new win a code like that. Yeah, yeah. John Candy. There's a documentary about him I haven't seen yet. I think is it on Amazon, I believe. Um, yeah, it's just for him. A lot of people, some people, I think during like a commentary, I think the director thought that that was his first movie, but it wasn't. It's actually his first movie. Well, I don't know about if it was first movie. He was in the Blues Brothers. Also, he's one of the cops in the Blues Brothers. But obviously, he's a Canadian actor that he worked with John Hughes a lot. So I think they worked together like 5 times, I believe. So I'd like I like that. I haven't seen Uncle Buck in a long time. I need to check that one out again. But let's see. Let's go back to the wheel here. I'm gonna go change this to Mission Impossible and see what happens on this one. Let's see. G is Mission Impossible. Move this up. Go back to myself. Okay. Yeah, Mission Impossible 16. Take the code. Oh, you signed up too? Yeah. No, I haven't seen that yet. I've heard that that's interesting. I'd be interested in seeing, especially the stuff from the '70s and '80s from him and the '90s and the 2000s. So Martin Scorsese he had an interesting career. I think he's like 83 now. Um, get some water here. I'm going to go ahead and spin this one for Mission Impossible just to see who won this one, and then I'll get back to the chat here and see. So, like I said, this one has 16 people. Um, Wherever this arrow stops, that's who the winner is going to be. So it's good chance we have somebody new in this one. There's a lot of people that signed up for this that haven't won before. So let's see what happens on this one, and then I'll get back to the chat. We can go back and see. Let's go spin this one. Good luck, everybody. Wow. She lies. I've never. This person's never won before. I'm certain about that one. Congratulations. Like I said, this Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Yeah, it's a fun movie. The story's kind of wacky with all these storylines that they try to tie together. But as far as action, it's a pretty high stakes kind of film. So that's what that's what I kind of like about it. It's the high stakes in the movie. But so congratulations. Yeah, let's go back to the chat here. Go ahead and just get rid of the wheel. Okay, so yeah, thanks for everybody for playing. Definitely try to let the wheel just decide the winner. But no, I've never owned any of those before. I've heard pretty good, but I have quite a few Scorsese from Criterion Collection. I have the Raging Bull, and I have After Hours and Mean Streets. I don't know how many I don't. There's some I don't have, like Age of Innocence. That's been on my list for a while. I don't have the one with Willem Dafoe. What's the Last Temptation? That one, I don't have that one. Um, I think he has like maybe 6 titles in the collection. He should have more. I think. Surprisingly, he doesn't have more than that. But especially so much of that he's promoted, as far as restoring a lot of old films, like the Red Shoes. And that's the one where he that was, they found the film and it was really in bad shape, and they had to clean it up. That one, I think that's the one where they, it's like the old film where they have like the red, green, and blue film strips, and I don't know if that's not Vision, but we have that old film, and they were able to restore that one. So he definitely wants to, restore old films. I think back in the day, I think a lot of films were not stored properly. I think a lot of studios didn't realize how much damage they were doing to their classic films, and so that's why, physical media and just restoring these, doing restorations on these films, and putting on 4K and Blu-ray, and kind of saving these films so people can watch them, for centuries to come. It's kind of our 20th century kind of product, that people can watch these old movies and kind of understand what people were like during that time period. And a lot of these like film studios are turning like over 100 years old now, so they've been around forever. I think King Kong, I think it was at 1933, so it's about over 90 years old now. So it's like when you see these old films and when they get restored and people get to watch them again and appreciate them. Martin Scorsese's definitely been a big part of saving cinema, basically, really saving classic cinema. I don't know about the as far as movie theaters, that kind of thing, how well they're doing, but so it's great that he's been doing that. But he deserves more films in the collection, I think. But no, I haven't seen that. Do you like the world? Do you like the world cinema? I've never seen it. Like I said, those mostly like foreign films? I think. And, he's a guy that loves to go to like film festivals and appreciate movies, and especially newer movies, except for Marvel movies, I guess. Yeah, he was kind of putting down those kind of movies, and then one of his birthdays, somebody brought him a cake with like the Marvel characters on it and stuff like that. And he thought it was funny, But he's definitely a icon. That's had some really great movies, and there's like 10 movies that are very rewatchable, from at least 10 films that I would rewatch constantly from Martin Scorsese. Well, it's all foreign, yeah. Yeah, I saw it not too long ago. I don't know if you ever seen how long have you ever seen Bicycle Thieves? I went to like the library like last month and checked that out. I'm not sure what you think of that movie, if you've seen it, but I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't quite as great as I heard it would be, but definitely checking those out. Any kind of foreign films now, I'm sort of like checking them out before I actually buy them, just to make sure I'm gonna rewatch. That's really important to me as far as Criterion titles. I want to buy movies I'm definitely gonna rewatch. It's important. I watch a lot more movie trailers, that kind of thing. So just to make sure, especially foreign films, just to make sure that it's something. There's like another Kurosawa I want to buy, maybe during this Barnes and Noble sale. Hopefully, that's going to be on Halloween night, which I'm really excited about. So I may pick that up this month, possibly, or, in October, November, late October. Might pick that one up. There's some newer titles I want to check out for sure. Some Wes Anderson titles I want to buy. I'm not going to buy the box set from Wes Anderson. I have all his movies on Criterion already. I'm not gonna upgrade those. Upgrade the same movies that I had. Some of the Criterion's. Yeah, you haven't seen Bicycle Thieves. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. I mean, especially if you can go to your library. This was actually a Criterion Blu-ray. Usually, when I go to the library, it's usually like they're usually like DVDs on Criterion. Maybe people that have upgraded to Blu-ray and they donate their their DVD to the library. That's possibly what's happened sometimes. But with Eyes Without a Face is one title that I had never seen before. I went to the library; they had it on DVD, the Criterion DVD edition. Watched that one, loved it, and then I bought it during one of the Barnes and Noble sales like 2 or 3 years ago. So that was one that where I checked it out at the library, really liked it, and then bought it. So I'm not sure if I would do that Bicycle Thieves or not, but it was definitely worth watching for sure. It's interesting kind of movie. It's just it just it's one, like I said, it's a must see, but it's not one that I would necessarily rewatch. But I'm glad I finally did, because I've heard a lot of people talk about that title. There's some other titles I want to buy at some point too that are foreign films. So it's they're on my list. It's just I usually try to go stuff I really want to have are near the top of the list, and then if I buy a lot of titles during like Barnes and Noble sale, I'll if I get to lower on the list, I might pick up some of those titles that I've had on there for a while. But I'm excited about that as far as the Barnes and Noble sale. I believe it's going to be on Friday, on Halloween night. I believe it's when the sale's going to start, and I've got like a $20 Barnes and Noble gift card that I want to use during that during that sale. So that's something I'll have to buy it online and then go to the store and pick it up. But I've already done some scouting on at one Barnes and Noble location, because somebody told me that this location didn't have much inventory of Criterions, and they look like they had the same inventory they've always had. Like they have several on the wall, like near the corner. That they actually don't have like a section that's like just for physical media. They have like just like a corner, but it's a decent amount. But then a lot of the 4Ks are like behind the register, like at the front. Like they even have a sign saying that we have more titles actually behind the cash register. This is like the cash register that everybody checks out on. They don't have like one for the physical media area. You have to go up near the front, and if you want to check them out, you have to kind of look over to the side and see what they have. So a lot of the like 4K titles are there, or some of the newer ones. I don't know if they do that because of theft. This particular store is actually in a pretty nice area, so it's like I can't imagine they have a lot of theft there. But I'm sure people just they pick up a movie and store it away and walk out with it, and sometimes you'll hear like the alarms go off and stuff like that. So that's kind of sad, especially if they're if the alarm's going off and the cameras see their face, that who it was, and you can report that to the police, and then if they come into the store again, they can notify the police, and see what happens. But I'm excited about that. I think I might do maybe a couple hauls when I do that. When the Barnes and Noble sale has, I have probably like 5 or 6 titles I want to pick up during that sale. So I didn't do anything on this on the flash sale that happened this past Wednesday. Like I wanted to, but I have I work for the federal government in the U.S., and I don't know exactly what's happening there. It's kind of there's some uncertainty there, so I thought I'll just wait until the Barnes and Noble sale, and I'll just go in the store and just buy titles off the floor. Instead of I think usually with the flash sale you have to pick up like I think you have to buy like $75 worth of movies in order to get free shipping. So I just didn't. That's the first time in like the last like 4 years I haven't done anything with the flash sale. But I don't know if anybody out there's bought anything during the flash sale. But let me know if you picked up any titles. There's some good ones I think out this month. I can look it up here. Let me see if I can get the Criterions. So they had some titles that got released in September and October. Let's see, I'm looking at my phone right here. I heard that House Party's been delayed till January, I believe. That one's supposed to get released earlier. But They got the Pee Wee's Big Adventure gets released on December 16th. I'll actually upgrade that. I have that on Blu-ray. His Girl Friday. Oh, Eyes Wide Shut gets released in November. Hopefully, the sale will go to the end of November. I would be interested in upgrading that one from my upgrading it from my the Blu-ray I have. I've got Hell's Angels. That's the Howard Hughes movie. Yeah, be kind of curious to check that one out. They're doing a 4K of the Breakfast Club. They have the Del Toro Nightmare Alley is on October 28th. So that's this coming Tuesday. We're supposed to be doing I think we'll be doing a on Mike make a Mike the Movie Man. We're supposed to do like a Criterion live stream. I think this coming Tuesday regarding the Barnes and Noble upcoming Barnes and Noble sale. Okay, they still haven't shipped yet. Wow, that's something I'd be concerned about right now as far as getting stuff. That's why Barnes and Noble will just go into the store and they whatever they have on the floor. That's kind of where I am right now too. If they sell out at Barnes and Noble, who knows if they're going to get the product in again anytime soon? That's kind of concern now. That's on a Halloween night. I definitely want to go to go out. I'm not gonna do like usually I go to my sister's house for like when the kids go trick or treat. I'm probably gonna go just if the sale starts on that Friday on Halloween. I'm just gonna go to Barnes and Noble because who knows how long that product's gonna be on the floor. Yeah, it might fly off. I might have to maybe pre-order that one so I can pick it up in the store. But I have to wait until the sale. I might do it like earlier that day on the 31st. Might just pre-order it and do like a store pickup and pick it up that night if they have it. There's like two Barnes and Noble locations that are fairly close together. The other one that's not the one I'm talking about, but there's like one just north of that they usually have a much larger selection. So also, yeah. Well, it's like at my house I bought candy before at my house, and then maybe like the first year I lived here, had a lot of people ring the doorbell, and then like a lot of kids don't ring the doorbell at in this neighborhood anymore. They'll go to like the wealthier areas, I guess, and pick up pick up candy there. So I don't. So it's like there was one year I bought like 2 bags of candy and nobody rang. The doorbell didn't ring at all, even with the porch light on. So it's like I don't think I want to be here when it gets dark. I just want to take off, maybe go to Barnes and Noble, and then go to my sister's house maybe and see if the kids are still out there. Since it'll be a Friday night, might do that possibly, but I definitely don't want to be home because if the doorbell did ring, I wouldn't have any candy to give out. So usually I just turn the porch light off. King size. Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, it'd be interesting this year. I think that's when it's going to be. Usually it's like the last. It'll be like the last Friday of the month. I don't think it would be like the Friday after that. I think it'll be. It should be for like most of the month of November. I think that's usually goes to like maybe like the last Sunday of the month. So I think it'll be that Friday. They like to do it on Fridays, and just kind of people will check them out during the weekend, and it'll probably go until like last Sunday of the month. So that's a so I'm excited about that. We'll see. I think usually like the one that happens in July is usually like the one that does the best. During the warmer months when that's when people go out during the summer, and that seems to be when Barnes and Noble really sells a lot. But in November, it's right before the holidays, and a lot of people are starting to buy gifts for the kids and stuff like that. That's probably usually what happens. Yeah, definitely. I did this. I did a video last week that got like over 2,000 views. It's like it's amazing. Like, yeah, it's amazing how that is. Sometimes it's like you know, sometimes the Criterion videos will do really well, and then I've made some videos that haven't even got like 100 views. So it's like it all depends. It's like if you do those videos all the time, a lot of people don't watch. But if you do them like during the sales or periodically, like before the sales, people will watch. Before Christmas, yeah. Yeah, thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. It's like I think Tony, you have a ton of subscribers. Like you've been on YouTube, I know for over 10 years, and you have an amazing collection. Tony, did you check out Shelby Oaks today? The Chris Stuckman. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure who checked out the movie, but it's like I said, I saw uh, Shelby Oaks today, and like I was the only one in the theater. This is like one of the smaller. It's a Regal. It only has like 10 screens. Actually, earlier today, I actually bought the ticket online. Yeah, I think you have to pay like 50 cents extra to reserve a ticket. I thought I better. This theater's been known for canceling movies. I've had like movies where I've checked like 2 hours before I go to the theater and the movie's been canceled because I guess because nobody bought any tickets or anything. I think that can happen sometimes. So I went and just pre-ordered it to get just to have my one seat, and so that way they would know that at least somebody is planning on seeing the movie. So I like the movie overall. I thought it was kind of scary in some ways. Um, it's more like a found footage kind of some of that stuff, and some stuff that I'm sure Stuckman's he's a little bit younger, stuff he's kind of grown up on. But I thought for a first time film, I thought it was pretty decent. Yeah, it's past Monday. Okay, what do you think of it, Tony? I thought there's some really eerie stuff in it, and some scary stuff. Some kind of a misdirection there that I didn't quite see coming there, but I wasn't surprised once they kind of showed it. But I thought this is better than I don't know who out there might be Skinamarink fans, but I thought compared to that, Skinamarink did actually fairly well in theater. Like considering it didn't, this is a crowd-funded movie, and that one was too, and it actually did fairly well in theater. So it actually made a decent amount of money. So I'm not sure how this is gonna go for Stuckman, but I don't think he's really worried about it. It didn't really cost him anything to make it. So, but I think he's encouraged by the reaction that people have had to it. Yeah, yeah. I thought it was very slow build. I agree with that. It's like that taking a while, and then they'd show like old footage, kind of repeat footage. I didn't think it needed to be like an hour and 46 minutes. I was kind of disappointed for that, but you know, yeah, I agree. It is a difficult time. I know that Black Phone 2 did fairly well. Um, but yeah, a lot of you see these posts on Instagram. And they say, "Well, this movie is about to be a major flop." Well, like a lot of movies are flopping right now. People aren't going to the theater, so a lot of movies that get released right now are probably not going to do very well. I think Wicked 2, I think will do fairly well. That one, people came out of the woodwork, especially mothers and daughters, just seem to love that movie. So they seem to come out of nowhere. And that was a strange time. I think it was last around Thanksgiving last year, and I went saw that at a Regal theater. They were like, I forgot what the other movie was that weekend, but I went to this Regal theater that usually their parking lot is like fairly empty. It's a 17 screen Regal, and I was shocked that like almost every parking space was full for that weekend. Like people really got out to see movies that weekend. Like it's like I guess during the holidays people get together and go see movies. So yeah, there have been some decent ones this year, but like the last couple of months have been a down period, and then obviously the economy doesn't help anything. Niche audience, yeah. I know when first got released, a lot of people, a lot of people were like going crazy about it, and you don't really hear anybody talk about Skinamarink anymore. It's from a YouTuber, so that was cool. Like just like Stuckman, just seeing his movie trailer one day at an AMC, like just out of nowhere. All of a sudden, I went to see something else, and all of a sudden, the trailer for Shelby Oaks came on. I was like, wow, really? YouTuber with 2 million subscribers. But that was amazing to see that. Just to be kind of that surprise from it. Double feature. No, I wouldn't see the double feature. I thought the first one was way too long. And I had never heard any of those songs before either. I like, I just to me the crowd was like predominantly mothers and daughters. I thought that seems to be the Wicked kind of crowd, which is great. It's like I have Star Wars, I have Lord of the Rings, I have the stuff I really love, and I think it's great that people have their own kind of a group and stuff they're really into. Like my mom's really into like Sex and the City. you know, I've seen some of those shows, and there's a lot of nudity in them, but a lot of times it's not not my kind of show. But they have an audience. So there's definitely a loyal fan base that love those movies. So I think it's great that people have something that they love like that. They can, as a community, go see movies together. I think it's fantastic. Just to have something they have in common. That's true. I think a lot of time people my age too, a lot of 50-year-olds now or don't go to the movies as much. No, myself and my best friend Wade, he goes to movies. Both I encouraged him to get a AMC membership. So when you have these memberships, Regal or AMC, I'm sure there's other like Cinemark probably has one too. When you have a membership, you can go see movies a lot. The Regal was unlimited, so you can see as much. You can if you're off on vacation, you can go see 5 or 6 movies that week. Or you go see 2 on the weekend or Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you want to. With the AMC A list, it's like you can see up to 3 movies a week, which is like plenty. Even me, it's rare I ever see more than 3 movies a week. It's rare I ever see more than 2, really. But if I ever want to see a movie, I can go check out AMC or Regal. But I'm not surprised that people don't have memberships like that and just go see movies all the time because it's much more affordable if you go see several movies a year. If you see at least maybe 3 movies a month on average, you can go see. You know, it's well worth having a membership because you I think this one you might be paying like $23, something like that, or maybe sometimes like 25. But if you go see a matinee, a lot of times you're gonna pay over $10, maybe like 12, $13 just for a matinee, just to see a movie. And basically the membership pays for itself if you go see more than 2 or 3 movies a month. You know, and if you get a membership, you're gonna be seeing a lot more movies than that. You'll be seeing maybe 10 to 15 movies a month. So I highly encourage that if people, so Running Man, I think it's interesting, and with Glenn Powell, I think it's going to be a worthy remake or reboot. It's Edgar Wright. I liked a lot of movies he's directed. Yeah, and last year was a strange time, and a lot of people get out during the holidays too. Especially that's when a lot of the really big movies that are kind of getting like Oscar buzz and award season kind of buzz. That's when a lot of people go check out movies. And a lot of times when people get together, maybe a lot of people are kind of spread out throughout the country, and then they get together for the holidays, and then they end up saying, well, "What are we going to do now? Let's go see a movie." And that's when a lot of the really big movies get released, November, December, during that time. Yeah, they have been. I know Back to the Future is coming back soon. I saw that movie when I was like 12 or 11 or 12 in '85. My birthday's in August, so it's like a lot of summer movies tend to be when it would have been like 11. So I don't remember exactly when Back to the Future was released. It was probably like May or June of that year, so it's probably like 11. But yeah, it's some classic movies. I know that Jaws. I saw Jaws in a theater again. I saw it for the 45th anniversary and saw the 50th anniversary as well. Um, so that's great to watch classic movies like that. see them again in a theater. There's some old movies that I'm sure a lot of people have never seen that have been released recently. So it's all about promoting movies and movie theaters and classic cinema, stuff like that. Just sometimes these movies you've seen on physical media at home, just to see them on the big screen once in your life. Not that anything's wrong with physical media, but it's kind of a different thing when you can see it on a big screen. You know, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Like I said, it's been 4.5 years since I started talking about movies on my channel, and it's taken me forever to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we'll see, we'll see if I can do any better. But if I could do like more than do like 4 or 5 videos a week, I could probably get to the 4,000 watch hours. But right now, I'm way short of that, so I'm not going to get monetized anytime soon. So, so maybe if I lose my job, I can start cranking out videos and not worry about the quality anymore. Just crank out videos just to get eyeballs to watch my channel a little bit more. But I like to spend time, kind of talking about movies and kind of researching a little bit and doing rankings. And I like to kind of take my time and kind of try not to make a lot of mistakes when I'm doing videos. But I did my last the video when I talked about Criterion recommendations. I almost did that pretty much without any cuts, except for there's like 3 times that I had little issues that I had to. We see my face spinning. That means that I've cut out something and I've kind of spliced it together with that kind of a change it there so you don't hear me just see the cut, that kind of thing. It's kind of more seamless when I have that in there. Oh yeah, that's great. My mom just retired. She's 72, and she's going to see movies now a lot more. I tell her, like, she buys all these movie passes. Like she and her husband have my stepdad have a Regal right down the road from them, and it's like she has difficulty kind of walking up steps, stairs and stuff. And I was like, they have these wheelchair seats that are right on the floor where you don't have to climb the staircase, and you right on the floor, and they have spaces for the wheelchairs. They also have spaces just for regular people there with I think they're intended so if you have somebody in a wheelchair that somebody, a family member, can sit next to them, but anybody can sit in the seats. And like I'm encouraged her to just go to the theater. It's like literally like 5 minutes away from her house, and go check out movies. Since she buys all these movie passes, she rarely goes to see movies. Yeah, so Cinemark, we have like one Cinemark actually close to where my mom lives, and I don't think we have any more anywhere in the greater Indianapolis area. But I had somebody gave me like a gift card one time a couple years ago, and I think I ended up seeing like Violent Night again. I think it was like the second time I saw it in the theater. That's a fun movie, but especially during the holidays. But I ended up seeing it at that Cinemark and used it was $25 gift card, and I was able to buy a drink like nachos and see the movie all covered on the gift card. So the nice theaters. I think this one Cinemark used to be like it's like a 10. I think it's like a 10. I mean, maybe like 8 screen out of theater, and I think it used to be like the dollar theater. Anybody remember the dollar theater? I think basically streaming kind of killed the dollar theater. Movies don't they don't stay in the theater very long, and once they leave the theater, they go straight to streaming a lot of times, and so that kind of eliminated the need for the dollar theater. Sometimes that was nice to see movies if you didn't catch them when they were brand new. Go check out a dollar theater, which is, I grew up with a dollar theater like right around the corner from where I lived back when I was a kid. And that's why I tell the story. I saw Empire Strikes Back with my mom, and I've been out for like 5 or 6 months, and somehow nobody had spoiled that movie for us, and and the people in the theater. Like, this is 1980, so I was like 7 at the time. It's like some reason nobody saw that the big twist in the movie. Nobody saw that coming. It was just an amazing experience. You never have that now. People would spoil it for you. Like, they would never keep that kind of secret. Go on Instagram or something like that, somebody or YouTube, and somebody would spoil it for you, like to completely ruin it for you. 45 minutes away. That's a long drive. Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you there. That'd be a while because I have like an AMC 17. It's actually a true like IMAX, and it's like maybe 30-35 minutes to get to that one. That's close to where my mom lives. Sometimes I'll check out a movie, go see her, or there's a Regal, like I said, real close to where she lives, down the road too. But yeah, it's I get that if you can't get to the theater, it'd be hard to do that. Yeah, it's like especially like in the '90s. I think, gosh, you go see a dollar theater, pay a dollar to see a movie that's really not that old, and just check it out. Maybe if you check it out there, maybe you like it enough, you might buy it on physical media. You know, yeah, I miss dollar theaters for sure. I think a lot of them are gone now. I haven't been to a drive-in in a long time either, since I was a kid. There's some of those still around Indianapolis now that I wouldn't mind seeing something at a drive-in too. Batman, yeah, yeah. Wow, yeah, I love that. 19 Batman '89. That was great. Even in Batman Returns in '92, that's it's a great time to see Tim Burton doing Batman movies, and yeah, yeah, it's it's like I said, I have these movie passes. I'll go see a movie over and over again, especially when the pandemic. I think I saw Godzilla versus Kong. I saw it like maybe like 7 or 8 times in the theater because there's nothing out during the time. They weren't. There's nothing else to see, which I really liked the movie. So it was a kind of it was a lot of fun to rewatch it in the theater. Yeah, thank you. Trying to get to that, Tiana. Thank you, Tiana. I'm trying to get to your comment again here. Trying to show it on screen, but I don't think I can. There it is. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a long, hard journey. Like, you wouldn't believe how many times I've thought about, you know, is it worth to keep doing videos and stuff like that? Only because getting the great comments I have from people, encouragement from people, and I love editing movies, my videos and stuff like that. It's like I tell people I'm like the writer, director, producer, star, everything of my like a lot of YouTubers tend to do everything themselves, and it's so much fun to do that. Like especially if you have something you think it's a bad video or not very good, and you can kind of fix it and post that kind of thing. Yeah, do some little stuff to it, maybe cut some footage out, and kind of make it a little bit shorter, and but make it more of a tight kind of a fun view for people. Just it's kind of fun to do that and to see. It's kind of a challenge to see what you can do as far as editing and make it. Yeah, I try to make videos as good as I can be. 20 surely did, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, that's when HBO Max. Like I couldn't believe that when they started doing that with was it there's a lot of Warner Brothers titles, and they're up for sale again. Warner Brothers is up for sale again, and they killed themselves and killed the film industry, where people would rather just stay home and check out a movie instead of go out to the theater to see it. And like that's what Warner Brothers did, and they're paying the price now. I think a lot of people were upset that they can't see their movies at home. That's what they did to us as far as people that love movies and physical media and love seeing movies in a theater as well. Like that's what they kind of did to us, and it's unfortunate. But me and I love the original film. John Carpenter he only directed one Halloween film. That's the one I like the most. But as far as just any Halloween movie, I like Halloween 3 as well, Halloween 2. But movies I watched during the month of October, I watched Fright Night again the other night. Oh, you're so cool, Brewster! That whole thing. I can't believe that movie's 40 years old now. Like has the Fright Night theme. That was actually Jay Giles band without Peter Wolf. It was like I think it was the last Jay Giles song they ever recorded. I think was that for the Fright Night soundtrack. So if you know Jay Giles, they were popular in like the late '70s and early '80s. Fright Night, yeah, yeah, it is a classic. I think it's fun. Peter Vincent. I didn't like the sequel all that much. I think Tom Holland, obviously wrote and directed Fright Night, but he actually just wrote Fright Night 2, but he didn't direct it. That was Tommy Lee Wallace actually directed the film. But I watched a lot on my Blu-ray. I watched a lot of the special features on that, and they did like a fan fest or something like that. They did they had Tom Holland there with Chris Sarandon and William Ragsdale and Amanda Beers. I think I had like a guy that played Evil Ed, Steven, something like that. And then they also had the sister. She was supposed to be the sister in Fright Night 2, and they had Tommy Lee Wallace. They were the only two, as far as representing Fright Night 2. But it's kind of strange to watch that. And Chris Sarandon, I knew he was married to Susan Sarandon at one time. I think they got divorced sometime in like it's like '79, something like that. But I watched this YouTube channel. Actually, Chris Sarandon has he has a cooking channel or something like that, and he had Susan Sarandon on there, and like I didn't realize how they're actually pretty good friends now. I think they kind of reconnected a little bit. He's like a grandfather now. He's been married at least one time since he got divorced to her. I think they said they met when they were she was like 17, and I really enjoyed just seeing them kind of talk, and they're talking about their families and their mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers, and just I thought a lot of that was it was so great to see that. 'Cause I've never seen the two of them together on anything, on in an interview or on YouTube channel or anything like that. This is like from like 2 years ago, so it was a lot of fun just hearing them kind of talk to each other and kind of reminiscing from about the '70s. And I think they met each other in like '67, something like that. So interesting to watch that. Frightening so good. Yeah, it's it's just I like ranking my favorite vampire movies, and Fright Night was on there. Um, it's just a classic. Like I said, I was only like 11 or 12 when that got released too. Same summer as Back to the Future, and so that was fun to watch it again. I try to watch it like maybe not every year, but like every other year or something like that. And it's just I love the music in the movie. Love like the comedy. There's like comedy, and there's also like some serious, really serious stuff to it too. I think that the stakes are pretty high in that movie. That there's a element of danger in that with the Peter Vincent supposed to be the vampire killer. He's supposed to be like Peter Cushing, or Van Helsing. He's supposed to be that vampire killer, and then but he's just an actor and that kind of thing, and just kind of see him kind of facing that situation. It's a lot of fun to watch that. Just see what happens in that one. Yeah, I'm going to see that tomorrow. I actually saw Shelby Oaks today. The Chris Stuckman movie, the YouTuber Chris Stuckman. I just want to check that out. I'm kind of afraid that movie's probably going to get pulled. I'm sure it'll be out tomorrow too, but I just keep thinking that because of the low box office, attendance, that movie's going to get pulled. So I wanted to check it out today. So I'm going to watch the Springsteen movie tomorrow. Was that Jeremy Allen White? What's it? The guy is like is he on the show, like I think it's called The Bear. I've never watched The Bear before, but I know he's won a ton of Golden Globes and Emmys, and like the guys is he might as well start doing movies. Just he was in the Iron Claw. He was in that movie, so he might as well do more movies now. It's like he could possibly win an Oscar at some point, possibly. If he can win that many Golden Globes and Emmys, I can't see why he wouldn't be talented enough to get an Oscar. I'm sure he's one of the better actors out there. So, but yeah, I'm interested in seeing that tomorrow. You gonna see it on Tuesday? Yeah, I thought it was well worth seeing. Yeah, Tony and I, Basement Blues, were The movie is a little bit slow. It's very atmospheric. It's like an old school kind of a slow build kind of thing, but it has an interesting third act to it. It it went a little bit further along than I thought that it would, and I thought it was fairly scary. I saw Black Phone 2 recently, last Saturday. That one, I like that movie a lot. As far as, I like that movie. I like the cast and the vibe of that movie, but I thought the stakes were pretty low in Black Phone 2. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Jeremy Allen White. Yeah, it does. Okay, good, good. I'm enough of a Springsteen fan that I'd be interested. I have like his like the essential Bruce Springsteen. I have like Born in the USA, and I have like there's like a rarities CD I have from him, but I don't really have anything else from him. But I'd be interested in seeing it. I'm sure it starts probably in the 70s, maybe in the 60s. Um, but yeah, I'd be interested in see what his performance is like in the movie, and see maybe learn some stuff. There's stuff that yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I don't know about him, and so I'd be really curious to kind of know what I can learn as far as his life, because I think he's had an interesting kind of life, and he's obviously been around for over 50 years now, so he's done something right. So I'm sure his story is probably pretty interesting. You don't okay? Well, yeah, definitely have somebody there to it has some scary stuff in it. I mean, I had no expectations at all when I saw it. I was not expecting really much of anything. Just thought I'm just gonna. I'd seen like some basic trailers of it, but I really didn't know much about the movie. Um, so I just let it happen. I wasn't too judgmental. Just I thought for a crowd-funded movie, I thought it looked. There's a lot of scenes that look really great in the movie. I'm not sure what kind of camera he used, but a lot of it looked really good and high def. Then he uses some. I don't want to spoil it there, but some other stuff that looked kind of strange. But yeah, I'm not gonna say anything else. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. I like the Bob Dylan movie that I saw last year. I didn't know that stuff about Bob Dylan. I know that Dylan, he's still alive, and he 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 thought he really enjoyed what Timothy Chalamet did in that movie. I guess it's fact checked. That's the one thing, especially if the singer's already passed away. People, especially like Elvis movies, people will nitpick and say that never happened. Elvis fans are really extreme as far as they if they see something that doesn't seem to be quite right, they'll trash a movie. But when the artist is still alive, they can they can say, well, we confirm that it actually did happen. They didn't just make a Hollywood film and kind of not to tell you what really was. And yeah, I like a lot of Springsteen's music too. Like I said, I have like the essential Springsteen. I think if you wanted to get a good sample of what he has, if you check that out, or if you just go on YouTube and just stream some of the songs. Obviously, a lot of people know Born in the USA. That they know Born to Run, that kind of stuff. Anything from Born in the USA, that's like one of his more commercial album. Um, there's I remember Born in the USA when that got released. I was like so I would have been I would have been 12 or 11, something like that. And I saw Springsteen live the only time ever back then. And I knew all the songs from Born in the USA, but he's doing these older songs, 70s, and people were singing along. Like, what are these songs? I've never heard any of these before. I may have heard like Born to Run, but like a lot of stuff I had never heard before. So that was a strange experience being that young. I obviously didn't have that much of music experience at the time, but I was like, he has other albums before Born in the USA. I had no idea at the time, but it was a good show. I think I went with my friend. He was like maybe like a couple years older. He knew more of the Springsteen music because he had like an older brother that listened to Springsteen, and we left like I think Springsteen may have done like two more encores after that. He had that much music even back then that he could do it over and over. Austin Butler is great in that movie. Yeah, I know a lot of people trash Elvis. I enjoyed that. That was the one where I think people nitpicked that movie a little bit. I actually just bought found a used copy of the John Carpenter Elvis movie with Kurt Russell, which I had it on DVD. I wanted to upgrade it to Blu-ray. Haven't watched it in a long time, but I want to watch it maybe tonight. But, but I remember that like people talked about the 1969 special that Elvis did, and that I don't know, I'm not sure if they spliced two different specials together or something like that in that newer Elvis movie. So people thought, oh, that never happened. They'll pick a movie apart. But if you're giving Elvis's life, you're talking about 30 some years of stuff, and you had to put it into like a little over 2 hour movie. Was it like 2.5 hours, something like that? I thought it was a new kind of retelling of his story. That I don't blame them for kind of taking some license and changing some things there. But yeah, I liked Austin Butler that year. I thought he was worthy of winning the Oscar. Uh, Obviously, the winner is like he's from Brendan Fraser is from Indianapolis, so I wasn't too upset that he won. I thought he was pretty good in The Whale. I'm not a huge fan of The Whale, the movie itself, but I thought his performance was fantastic in that movie. It's a dark movie, not one not a happy movie I would want to rewatch necessarily, but I thought his performance was good, and because he's from here, I thought I'm okay with that. Austin Butler will probably have other chances. I thought he was really great in Caught Stealing. Have you seen that movie? I thought that was a Aronofsky. I thought it was great in that movie. That's a movie. It's not necessarily a political kind of film. It's from like 1998. It shows the Twin Towers like a few times in the movie where they digitally put the towers back in. So I enjoy that movie a lot. And unfortunately, that movie lost money. I think it bombed box office too, and I thought that movie would do really well, and it didn't. Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, yeah, I saw that too. I saw the Kimmel interview with those two. Yeah, it's like Springsteen is like was it like 75, 76 now. Like, he doesn't look his age necessarily, but he was very complimentary about what Jeremy Allen White did in the performance. He thought, was he in like in his late 20s, something like that, and he was really pleased with the performance that he gave. So, yeah, I can't wait to watch that again. Born in the USA. Yeah, I did look up some of the titles, but Glory Days. That's obviously one of the big hits from that movie, from that movie, from that album. The Born in the USA, obviously the big one. Dancing in the Dark, obviously. Was it um, the woman from Friends was in the video? I think I saw something on YouTube where she when she met up with Courtney Cox. She met up with him and with Bruce Springsteen. She started doing the dance in front of him. Like, it's like that made her a star. That video for Dancing in the Dark is what really made her a star. Um, Will was disappointing. Yeah, it's kind of an Oscar bait kind of film in some ways. I think, um, but I mean it's based on a book, and I thought his performance was great. I think the Oscars. I think they've said now that they may be less uh, generous with people that use a lot of makeup like that because he made himself look you know really big for that role. But I thought his performance was good. There was I remember when that movie got released. I wanted to see it and at an AMC. There was like a 7:30 showing for that movie, and it showed that all the seats were available. But then I tried to buy a ticket, and it said this auditorium is already booked already. And I wonder if Brendan Fraser came home for the holidays that year. It was like around December sometime. I wonder if he came home for the holidays and maybe bought the whole auditorium for his friends and family, just because a lot of them probably still live in Indianapolis, and that may have been what happened because he grew up like not like down the same road, like maybe 20 minutes or so away, just west of where this movie theater was, AMC theater. So I wonder if he actually bought every ticket in this kind of a smaller auditorium because the tickets after that, like the 9:30 showing, were available. So Caught Stealing. Oh, really? Okay. No. Yeah, it's a violent movie, man. It's a very violent movie, especially with the Zoe Kravitz, all that stuff. It was a yeah, it's a violent movie. Yeah, I can see that not being for everybody for sure. Or, yeah. That was. I don't like seeing animals getting you know anything like that. And, it's just a movie. Obviously, the animal's not being harmed, but in the movie, I thought that was really dark for these gangsters and all that stuff. I didn't like that either. I'm with you with that for sure. I don't like to see animals get hurt or anything like that. But it kind of showed the high stakes in that movie that like these people are seriously deranged, and these people are you don't mess with them. In New York, these gangsters and stuff like that. Like you take them seriously when they know they're willing to do that. I mean, I don't want to spoil it there, but yeah, it goes so violent there that like I just couldn't believe they went that way. Dancing 84ish, yeah. Glory Days, yeah. I'm on Fire, yeah. I forgot about that one, yeah. That's a great song too. Yeah, it had like I think it had like eight. I think it had like eight hits and eight singles off of that. Let me look it up here. I know it had a ton of. I think it had like eight singles on it. I think, Steven Van Zandt, I think, left the band just for that album. I think he thought it was too commercial at the time, but more in the USA. No, it's got seven. Oh, I'm going down. I forgot about that song. And My Hometown. I forgot about that one too. Cover Me. That's another one. So yeah, it had seven singles to it, man. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. That was a huge album that year. Was that 1984? Yeah, June 4th, 84. Yeah, this if you think of the top selling, now a lot of people don't really talk about the top selling albums anymore, but um, in the United States, that album went 17 times platinum. So a platinum is 1 million, so 17 million just in the U.S. alone, and in other countries it had like 3 million, 17 million in New Zealand. I mean, I can't imagine that now. No albums could do that now. Like people would just stream the music now. They wouldn't even bother buying the even with vinyl. They wouldn't even bother doing that. Courtney Cox, yeah, her dance skills are not that great. Yeah, she had that very '80s kind of a move that she had. Yes, Bruce cut him. Yeah, yeah. He's very kind of stiff when he kind of moves a little bit. Yeah, I don't think he should stick to his day job and just write music and not to bother dancing for a while. There. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Taylor Swift is like the real deal now, and she can make movies and stuff like, and people they'll go see her movies, because she's so big. My sister and my niece really love Taylor Swift. They go crazy. They're Swifties. Back in my day, I watched back in the '80s, '90s. I was a metal kid and that kind of thing, but I liked anything that's like hard rock or metal, and it's not what people are into now. It's like country music and Taylor Swift and like there's stuff that there's stuff now that I'm just not my kind of music now. But usually has to be a little bit heavier. I like Ghost and Rival Sons, those kind of bands now. Definitely don't fit into the what people really love now. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney, yeah, Dream Girlfriend, yeah, yeah. Sydney Sweeney, she's pretty hot too, and she has Amanda. She has a movie with Amanda Seyfried or Seyfried. There's a movie I've seen a trailer for. She also had another movie. Sydney Sweeney's supposed to be like a boxer, like a female boxer too. So she gets movie roles for sure. Like kind of greedy, yeah. I actually have two Sony 4K players. How's it going? Yeah. Yeah. I think you asked me how old I am. I'm 52 years old. So I think you asked me this week about how old I am. Like I'm 52. Yeah. Okay. So freezing. Good question. Great question. So I did a video. Actually, my last live stream, I did like one, like maybe 2 weeks ago. And one thing I would recommend, if you have a 4K player and if you're having freezing issues, obviously the first thing you would do, obviously clean the disk. First thing, make sure you have the updates done. If those don't work, I found out that it's really a great idea to buy a 8K HDMI cable. That's why I was using 4K cables before, and I was having freezing problems quite a bit. Now I've switched over to 8K, I haven't had those problems. I don't think at all since then. So that's one thing I would recommend. Make sure if you have a having freezing issues, and if you're using like 4K, if you're using 4K cables, HDMI cables, that could be the problem, because the technology is moving so fast now. These 4K, the data that's running through these 4Ks are so vast now that you need to have a cable that's really fast. That's why I found out that I was not using a fast enough cable. And if your player just freezes up, like completely locks up, it's probably because your cable, you're probably using a slower HDMI cable. And I just bought, like, I went to Best Buy and I bought like a $15 cable, and it fixed the problem. Like I had that with the actually Airplane 2, the sequel. I watched it in one bedroom where I had a 4K cable, HDMI cable. It froze in a couple scenes. I went out to the living room, played it on another Sony player, played it in there. It didn't, with the 8K HDMI cable, it didn't freeze at all. So I would say that could be the problem, that the 4K cable may not be fast enough for it. So it's possible that could be the issue, there's so much data running through there that the cable's just not fast enough for that kind of player. Like if you just have Blu-ray players, you can use 4K cables, HDMI cables for those. But for for 4K players, I would highly recommend making sure that you have a faster cable, because that'll cause everything to freeze up big time if you have that issue. Um, blood type, I'm like a B, B positive. I'm sorry, O positive. O positive. Yeah, that's supposed to be like the universal blood type, whatever. Yeah, yeah. I found that out when I had forgotten that. Yeah, I'm O positive. Yeah, so yeah, make sure you have an 8K cable, because like I said, I was using 4K cables, and on both my players, and actually the one in the living room, that's the first one I bought the 8K cable for, and that fixed pretty much the problem at that point. And then one in the bedroom, like I said, I went to Best Buy. It was like $15. You can buy really expensive 8K HDMI cables if you want to, but for me, this $15 one I bought fixed the problem. I think so far, I've noticed I've watched more movies now and they're not freezing. So I would highly recommend, if the other things don't work, 'cause I kept cleaning the discs, I kept doing the running the updates. It didn't help. The movies would still freeze. So I would say it could be that you need to upgrade the cable to 8K HDMI, and that might fix your problem there. So that's kind of disappointing. I understand that too. If you have you're watching 4K movies and they're freezing, and you're kind of getting discouraged about the format, I could see that. I never hear anybody actually say that. To make sure I think Tony Basement Blues actually recommended that one time, that you want to make sure you use an 8K cable. But when I watch other YouTube channels and then people are complaining about the freezing issue, I never hear anybody actually say, "Why don't you upgrade to an 8K cable, HDMI cable?" So I never hear anybody recommend that. I think that would solve the problem for a lot of people. Yeah, 4K disc. Yeah, it's just like like the 4K cable is just not fast enough. And like I said, especially newer movies now too, that from like 2025, 24. There's just so much data is running through there. You're having HDR, that stuff. It's putting the colors in it, and you've got Dolby Atmos, all that stuff. It's running through the player and through your TV, and it just needs to have a cable that's really fast. So the fast speeds is really a big thing. If you don't have fast speeds, it's gonna it's gonna do that. try the but yeah. Well, there are some double dipping. But I don't do a lot of double dipping necessarily. A lot of times, if I'm upgrading from like a Blu-ray to 4K, I'll get rid of the Blu-ray a lot of times, unless there's some really great special features that aren't carrying over. A lot of times, I'll get rid of the other one, or sometimes if I have something on Blu-ray, and I'll just stick with the Blu-ray. Like a lot of times, it all depends on what the movie is. If it's a movie I really love, like Jaws, I've actually bought Jaws twice on 4K now. I had the one 4K from the 45th anniversary or so, and then I bought the 50th anniversary because I had the documentary on it. But it's like exactly the same thing. I think it's all the same special features except for that like bonus disc for the 50th anniversary. Yeah, Tony. Yeah, try to buy the best cables you can. Um, yeah, Tony, you're the one, Tony. I remember you were saying that one time. 8K cable, and I just, it didn't register. I thought I had like the fastest HDMI cable out there at the time when I bought this. It's like a 60-inch 4K Sony, and I just never thought about it. I thought I was buying the best cable available, and I don't think I did. I think that's really frustrating when you try to watch a movie and it just freezes all of a sudden. It's like, if you get that 8K cable, it might fix your problem. Might most of the time you might not see that again. So it's highly recommend. Like I said, there are some really expensive 8K HDMI cables, but like you might try maybe the $15 one from it's like a Best Buy Essentials. Um, I think when I went to Best Buy, I bought it online. I went to the store and picked it up. I couldn't even see that HDMI cable anywhere on the floor. So it's like something that's on their website, but I couldn't even see it on the floor. So, but I would highly recommend buying it off the website and then going to the store and picking it up. Yeah, definitely. I would love to have love you to enjoy these movies, man. Because especially 4K, it's great though, and like Blu-ray is great too. But especially like newer movies, it's like especially really a lot of action in them. It's great to have that. The 4K experience is so great with some of the newer movies. Um, but I still buy Blu-rays too. So it's like, and it makes Blu-rays look really good too. It actually improves the picture quality of the Blu-ray as well. So it's like it's kind of a win-win, really. Even some of your DVDs will look pretty good on the with a 8K cable. Makes a difference. Yeah, The Mask. I don't know. I haven't seen The Mask in years. I really like Jim Carrey from that time period, though. Yeah, Dumb and Dumber. I think it's still a movie I rewatch a ton. So, a lot of stuff. Ace Ventura. Some of that stuff's still really funny. It's kind of 90s, from that time period. But Jim Carrey is just he was great during that time with the In Living Color and all that the TV show he was on. He was so funny at the time. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen The Mask in years. That's when Cameron Diaz is in that. She looked really hot in that movie. She has she she looked really really amazing at that time. The long blonde hair and all that stuff. And 25. I like Weapons a lot. I saw that one. I liked Sinners. Sinners was a good horror movie from this year. Um, Black Phone 2, I thought was pretty good. I thought the stakes were a little bit too low compared to the first Black Phone, the original one. I thought the stakes were higher in that movie. There's like more of an element of danger. This one, the newer one, I think it has a good vibe. I really like the cast, and it just thought it could have been a little scarier. But overall, I because of the cast, I'm a big fan of Ethan Hawke, so I like the movie overall. Yeah. Yeah, they don't come with the cables, yeah. And if they did come with the cables, they might be obsolete, fairly soon too, like, 'cause the technology is moving so fast that it's like it's better to have the up-to-date kinda cable because like I said, there's so much data running through those cables that you had to have something really fast, high speed, um, but like I said, the 2 8K cables I've purchased for these 2 players have fixed most of the issues. You can still get dust on the disc. It's still a good idea to kind of clean it off before you watch a 4K. Um, but I was having an issue too, where like some movies were there was a movie I watched recently that I think it was Mission Impossible. I was watching the Blu-ray disc on a Blu-ray Sony player, and it was kind of free. It wasn't freezing so much. It wasn't like stuck, but it was kind of. I noticed some scenes when it was flipping to a new scene, it would kind of drag a little bit. I mean, wasn't freezing, but it was kind of. I can tell there was some issue there. Played the same, that same movie in my 4K player. It didn't do it at all with the 8K cable. So it's like the same disc in a different player with a higher speed, HDMI cable. Fix that problem altogether. And I've never seen a Blu-ray really freeze before or have any where it's kind of stuck a little bit when it kind of transferred transition to a new scene. Kind of stuck. It wasn't like the freezing like you would get with a 4K, but it was kind of having issues on. It's an older Blu-ray player with a 4K cable, but when like I said, I switched it over to the 8K cable on the 4K player, fix the problem. Like didn't see those issues at all. Like, but Mission Impossible, that's a newer movie, and it's got this has a lot of data running through this. It's a really high speed kind of film. They're using really fast speeds on this. So I think it says something like using a high speed cable recommended there. So yeah, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, yeah, I love those movies. Steelbook. Yeah, stop for a minute. Yeah, yeah, back. Yeah, yeah. It's like a. Usually, I'll watch them both. If it's a combo pack, I'll watch the Blu-ray and the 4K as well, just to kind of watch it. Because I had that with Mission Impossible, the Final Reckoning. It was strange. They had like the 4K disc had three audio commentaries on it. There was one from like the composers, the people that did the film score. They did one, but when on the Blu-ray disc didn't have that third audio commentary on it. It was only on the 4K. I know a lot of people don't listen really. They don't listen to audio commentaries, but I thought that was strange. That so I watched the composers one on the 4K player. Kind of. I probably never listened to that again. That for them, but the other two had like the director. Um, the director did the commentaries on the other two, and Tom Cruise did one. Sometimes Cruise will do a commentary. I think he did one for like Jerry Maguire years ago. It's really fun. He did one for War of the Worlds too. Not War of the Worlds. He did one for Minority Report with someone on that one. So yeah, it's fun to hear this. Tom Cruise. How's he have time to do audio commentaries? He's making movies all the time. Smile 3. I don't know. I've seen them both in the theater. Yeah, I like Smile 2. That was a wacky kind of ending to that film. Like, didn't quite see that coming, but yeah, Tony's checking out. Yeah, I think we're on about 90 minutes now. I really appreciate everybody. Uh, I'll still watch. I still have a lot of DVDs. Like I said, I have a Dogma, which they said that the 4K has been canceled in the U.S. unless you already had it pre-ordered, it's been canceled, I guess, on a 4K. So I still have my DVD of Dogma. I would like to upgrade that one, but I'm not going to buy the older Blu-ray that had it might cost like $55, something like that. Yeah, thank you, Tony. Have a good night, man. Thank you for watching tonight. I appreciate it. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think we're gonna we've been on for 90 minutes now. I really appreciate everybody watching tonight. this is like the last one I did. This was a lot of fun. Just just like the last time, you really lifted my spirits again. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in and asking questions and just having a good conversation with everybody. So just talking about 8K cables. If I can get people more into 4K just by upgrading their cable to HDMI cable to 8K, I think I've done my job. Like so people can really enjoy their 4K movies and still promote. Really kind of get into the format. So but yeah, everybody, I'm gonna let you go and for tonight, and really appreciate it. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, thank you, Steve. Yeah, so, yeah. Hopefully I get my car working better too. Yeah, I really appreciate that. And thank you. Yeah, yeah. Definitely. If you check out my on Letterbox, I'm under Excelsior Movie Reviews. I'll put a review on that. I may do like an Hour Theater reaction for it too. So I hope I really like it. I got to check it out a little bit earlier in the day, and I hope I really enjoyed it. So hopefully you enjoy it. So, but yeah, everybody have a great night. I'm gonna end the stream, and everybody have a great one. Really appreciate you watching tonight, and so everybody have a great one. I'll message everybody about the two winners for these movies. So everybody have a great one, and I'm gonna hit end stream, and everybody have a great one. Thank you.